Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to UMG Sudbury. Of course, myself, Lando, as well as Paradox. We finally got the issues taken care of. The controller issues have actually been fixed, and it's now time to obviously hop in here toward our game number 1. It is Hardpoint, it is Retaliation, and Paradox. Who are we going to hop on board with first? Indeed, DMR out right now. Let's see if we can obviously do a little bit more damage, of course. That thermal taking its toll in some ways, so Gino's trying to fire away from this long range as he's going to spot many, many players, but no kills going down for him as of yet. I'm not exactly sure if he's just having bad aim or if it's just very difficult to hit with the DMR. There's a hit marker, there's a kill. Finally able to get one on board, but despite that, a nice early lead now coming in from the side of Earthroot. Oh. Indeed. Issa making his way through. Unfortunately, he'll get met with a nice shot coming in from his counterparts. He is going to currently beat the side of Issa, locking this one down right now, trying to bring this one back. Of course, like you said, a great rotation coming in over toward this lower stream, and Plat Control now going to go in favor of the side of Earthroot, so we'll have to see how that does play a factor. Player just coming over toward his right. Vusi isn't able to stay alive. Issa will win that gun engagement, so it seems that he might have the scrap seconds in his favor, but look at that. Player number 8, Zaid, going to be in the back right now. The back lines, that's a huge kill that he ends up winning because that could guarantee his team spots. He could find another gunfight, but no shot is going to be there. So it is going to be Earthroot who grabs the scrap points as well, as it got that rotation now under lock.
Crystal trying to get something done inside curve, won't be able to do it. So that lets this 3-man push from Issa team really start to take effect. Anon's already picked up 2 shots, has to get out of the hard point, finds 1, turns around, has 1 more to deal with here. Crystal is going to be the next one up. There you go, splits the defense, makes it 1, but has to pick up Zaid. You just have this sort of stalling time, and it might not go in your favor because you have 3 players for Issa team charging, moving their way and making their statement here. But finally, the backup comes through from Earthroot. The door has closed, and when the dust is settled, Earthroot will be able to pick up even more time, extending that lead to around 50 seconds.
Indeed, of course, the rotation toward destroyed building is going to be a big one. Of course, currently in favor of Issa team, and on currently toward the back player, just toward his left. Player number 4, actually. It's going to be Remark. Having some teammate help there. This is actually going to shut down both of them. So good communication actually coming in there from Issa team, being able to make that rotation right now over toward destroyed building. In some cases, like I said, Cathedral, destroyed building kind of works similar ways. Very, very big money hills when it comes down to it. Spawns will actually grant you the other side of the map. So you're going to have to go on that long side of bridge or toward that back catwalk side if you do not have those spawns in your favor. That's exactly what Issa team is trying to prevent right now. Doing a great job at it, but Earthroot actually going to break through right now and going to flip the spawns, it seems. So this is a great play right now from Earthroot. They got quite a bit of seconds when it came down to that last rotation over in Grave, and they've got 30 seconds potentially in their midst right now for destroyed building as well.
You had an impact player in Issa watching the curve. He ends up going down, and then you had another one fall as well. So there was the door for Issa team to come through, take control, swing destroyed building back in their favor, but it looks like Crystal wants to get a little bit risky here. Hits the lower street towards the upper avenue, secures the kill. But with 8 seconds left on the destroyed building, you're only just fighting for a little bit of time if you're even going to fight for it. The rest of his teammates have already rotated over towards the hotel. That's where Issa finds 1 kill as 1 comes soaring out of the bedroom. Meanwhile, Remarch tries to secure the early time, but you have 2 players coming off of the respawn for Issa team. That's your bang duo of Anon and Gino getting it done to try and secure the early time. But even then, like I said, this hard point goes back and forth all the time. We're going to see break after break here unless one team can push all the way out here in the hotel hallway.
Yeah, first two hills work pretty chaotic. Next two, pretty contest heavy to say the least. Gino currently sitting inside of, actually was mid hallways for the time, actually was kind of raining on mid plat for the moment, but ends up dropping shortly after that. It's a team definitely kind of holding in there to say the least, regardless of the fact that the last 20 seconds could potentially go in favor of the set of Earthroot. Clearly looking through the eyes of Frizz right now, just trying to lock down at least one of those angles. Actually coming in from Bar, completely takes out one, tries to take on another. Can he make it happen? Rushes through, and yes, that one's going to go his way. It's a team with 3 players down for the time, as that rotation getting ready to come back here toward middle, and Priz is already ready and waiting, going on those wall runs, make it a 5 spree, completely destroying right now, granting Issa team issues at the moment as they're trying to finally try to regroup here toward middle. As it will be Vusi and Zaid, along with Gino, all 3 hopping inside of the hard point as they desperately need some time right now.
Bristol is still alive. Wants to make it 6 in a row, but no. Shut down right there at the end. Anon comes out with 2. Zayn in the kill feed as well. And there you go. They have solid control of Bridge right now. It's a team staying within striking distance so far in this game 1 hardpoint. Both of these teams not lost a match so far, and they want to keep that trend going. Look at that. Gino secures another one with the NV4. And look at their control on the map. They pushed all the way through the bridge. That is how you're able to hold a substantial amount of time on this hard point. Make sure you're spawning the other team out. But now you need to have that pressure on the rotation towards the lower street. And with a 3-man stack from Earthroot, this is a tough task.
Indeed it is, and we'll have to see what the side of Issa team can do. Of course, rotation won by the set of Earthroot. Currently locking this one down. I saw Anon doing quite a bit in that middle map, and granted, gave his team a lot of seconds, but when it came to the rotation, he was just finding kills that was just granting Earthroot another spawn, another opportunity to get even closer toward that lower street. So in some cases, they're finding some great kills here and there, but in the end, it's just not equaling out to a rotation battle victory. So you gotta be thinking about the future. When it comes to the kills that you're getting, it's great that they're doing it for the middle hard point. When it comes to the rotation, that's what you should be kind of focusing your attention to. So with that, Earthroot currently up 171 to 117. Issa team finally starting to get some points there inside of lower street. Had an issue with doing it on the last set of rotations. Of course, fixing things when it comes down to the most recent one. Players from the side of Issa team going to be in control of those spawns. Looking through the eyes of see right now. Spots one just kind of caught off guard. There was Priz. It looks like we might actually see a push coming in through market right now. This is a big stoppage if looks like the Issa team squad can lock this one down.
That was huge. Those 2 kills in market opened the door for Earthroot to start to push through. Going to be 4-on-4 inside of the hard point. Let's see which team wins out. Zayn already getting 1. There you go. 2 in favor, back and forth. Kills go down, and Earthroot come through and break it. All they needed was that little bit of an opportunity. They needed a shot at the hard point. They came through, and they took control. Just when Issa team was starting to get that momentum, they started to swing this mid-game back in their favor, and the door has been shut once again. Earthroot getting ready to cross the 2-century mark. There's 200 on the scoreboard. They're moving in less than what you got 40 seconds now until you're home free. It might be even less than that after this hard point is over, because they're going to make sure they pick up every single second. Meanwhile, Remarks in a big gunfight here on the opposite side of the map versus Gino. Wants to win this one, will win it, gets out for free, and you have Bristol picking up a huge kill mid-map. That's going to solidify a 3-man push on the hard point.
And here comes Reactive Armor. Should definitely win this gunfight is Remark. Vusi finding some kills toward the back lines, but Remark needs to actually use his Reactive Armor, just kind of absorbs the shots and has no problem taking some of the excess time. Shot still coming in. It looks like this is going to be Shot, actually, who takes control of the hard point for now. Only 20 seconds left before this map number 1 is in the books. And instead of Issa team needs to get in here shortly, but this is what we talk about, Paradox. When you have control of destroyed building, you're on the very opposite side of this bridge. Here comes the push, but here come the streaks as well. They've got to get some cover of some sort, but 3 fill up the kill feed. Granted, Zayd is able to find 1, but his life is traded shortly after that. And here comes the salute at the end. A dominant victory for the side of Earthroot as they win this game number 1, 250 to 142.
The Warden in the streets just icing on the cake there at the end to guarantee that victory for Earthroot. Good stuff for them. And this was a squad, the first time we saw them, we talked about how they were able to hold a hard point. They weren't necessarily the most talented at breaking, but they had the potential to break. And as soon as they did, if they got that setup, then they were home free, able to rack up 30 seconds without a problem time and time again. Not surprised to see them take the opening hard point there. But as we move over to a search and destroy on Breakout, do you think they keep this series going their way?
Yeah, and of course, when it comes to this next search and destroy, I'm definitely kind of looking toward the side of Issa team to kind of maybe try to build up some momentum again. And when it comes into a map like Breakout, like I said, we've kind of talked about our competitive teams. This is obviously one of the newer maps added to the competitive rotation in favor of Scorch. How have these teams kind of practiced it? Like, so we've talked about competitive teams. They've had the opportunity at tournaments to practice it and whatnot. But how are these guys going to do? How is Earthroot going to do? How is the side of Issa team going to do when it comes down to this new kind of game where strategies, granted, are still being developed? Well, of course, we will find that out very, very shortly, guys, when we return at map number 2, between Earthroot Gaming and Issa team when we return. Welcome back, everyone, to UMG Sudbury 2017. Of course, myself, Lando, as well as Paradox joining me from home. We obviously just witnessed a pretty dominant victory, to say the least, when it comes to hard points. I feel like we haven't been blessed with a close hard point yet so far in our matches, so far, Paradox. But maybe the search and destroy can kind of turn things around. Of course, Earthroot winning that first game at 250 to 142, and now with a 1-0 advantage coming into this next map. Like I said, we do talk about Breakout, Search and Destroy, one of the newer maps added to the competitive rotation. In your opinion, what do you think that the side of Issa team can kind of do when it comes down to this map? Is there a certain bomb set that we should be watching out for, maybe some sniper play or some presence around the map that needs to be kind of held?
I feel like they just need to put some sort of a dent into Earthroot setups right now, because you have another large map. You have opportunities for Earthroot to set up, of course, sort of the mid lane on Breakout here is prioritized a lot just because of the easy rotation from the A site to the B site. But if you can somehow win the first blood battle, get some sort of a numbers advantage, I feel like for Issa team, it's not necessarily a gun skill problem. It's more of a setup and positioning and communication problem. And that's sort of what we can see around this level of play, separating teams. Like, look at this. Remarks hits the wall run off the start. Anon luckily gets him there, but he might be sitting in a position where he can pick up 2 to start. Nevertheless, Issa team looks like they want to get the sweep to start out because Bristol is left in a 1v4.
Yeah, kind of waving the white flag most likely as he's going to go and jump off the map. But of course, for those who might be a little bit curious as to why, just trying to make sure that the remaining kills don't go in anybody else's favor. Of course, not earning any score toward those payloads or really toward any streaks as well. So no reason to kind of stay on the map. Don't want to grant any excess score to the opposite team. So smart play there in the end. So a clean 3 kills in some cases, along with an unfortunate suicide there from Zaid. Or excuse me, from I believe I can't remember. Wait, was that Zaid? I think that might have been Zaid. Either way, moving into this next round, we'll see how the side of Issa team will do, as it is going to be the side of Earthroot Gaming now on the offensive, making an off-site hit. At least what we've seen up to this point. A seems to be the more popular bomb site. One player definitely using the wall runs to his advantage. I believe that might have been Gino. Could have called that one out to his teammates. Actually, thankfully, he has that trophy system just to his left to kind of be able to withstand those nades. Remark still with that bomb in hand. Player just toward his right there at the bottom of P3.
Oh, look at this. It's the team setting up to go on this flank. You have Zayd all the way on the opposite side. His position is now known. He's going to get into a 1v1 duel here with Heiza. Heiza ends up backing up. Bomb has been planted at B. Zayd needs to stay alive. There you go. Your intro on the back line. Spots another one. Needs to make that one count, and he does. He ends up going down, but the damage has already been done. His teammates are able to flood the site 1v1. Anon ends up losing that to shots, and Earthroot tie it up at 1 apiece.
I want to see this final kill cam. This is just absolute chaos. You see gunfight after gunfight after gunfight of shots. Right place, right time. Just enough bullets in the clip to obviously finish off those last 2 players and grant his team a victory here in round number 2. Of course, the sides will flip. It's now going to be the side of Issa team, who will now be on the offensive. It is going to be Gino grabbing that bomb for his squad. Taking a look through the arsenal for either team. Didn't we see maybe any sniper rifles or anything along those lines? Looks like we're just going to see pretty much NV4s. It looks like an Evo actually there for Remark. So Earthroot rocking with 3 NV4s, 1 Evo. That Evo definitely the right weapon to have in that particular situation, but it doesn't work out for him. Remark ends up dropping, and now Issa team, with the bomb in their hands on the offensive, have the man count advantage now.
Nice bit of bait there to secure the first blood. Shots. Gonna peek mid. Spots one just to his right. Ends up getting the nice kill on Zayd to take him out there. So 3v3 situation. Earthroot really split and spread out across the map. Now a 2v2. You have Issa and Shot's going to intro both from mid. Play this one slow. They can catch Anon. Just waiting here, which they are able to do. Gino was actually able to get enough time to rotate all the way around. Just needs to bait the rest of the time out here. Isa's going to go for the defuse. He's starting.
Wait, Gino thought he saw him?
Oh, no! Oh,
Gino,
man.
I think Gino saw a dead body. Let's actually see the final kill cam. I'm curious what he was shooting at, because it looks like he spots something to his right. Yeah, he thinks that's actually an enemy. Little does he know, players on the bomb, thankfully, good intuition, and thankfully the Issa wasn't just chilling on that bomb head glitch. Either way, a little bit of an awkward round, but a round nonetheless toward the side of Issa team. Gino currently sitting at 4-1. Of course, 2 bomb plants to his name, so doing a lot in the slaying as well as the objective work up to this point, getting closer and closer toward that Centurion. Of course, earned a scarab as well, and he's on those high wall runs, just trying to gain some information as to where the Earthroot Gaming setup is coming from. Of course, the call-out's now coming in from Issa team, maybe trying to set up a little bit of a pinch in some ways. Lucy finding the first blood, or Mark quick to respond back, especially with that bomb in his hands. It's not going to be an easy push for the side of Earthroot, and just as I say that, they might be actually making a rotation now here over toward A.
I feel like right now you play around shots. 6-2 going into round 4. Almost has active camo, has a scarab. This might be a game where we see 2 active camos if they're able to keep up the pace here, which is really good as far as search and destroy. It's almost 2 guaranteed rounds if you use it properly. Team shots on point to just delete Gino right off the map there. Now Earthroot able to just choose whichever site they want. Meanwhile, Issa's going to move all the way around over towards the cell block. Shot in the back, able to get out, somehow stays alive. Knows that there's going to be one side door. That's Zayd. Putting shots down, 1v1 duel inside. Finally, the teammate support gets here. Cell block will end this round, and we're tied up. The equalizer, 2 apiece.
A good effort there from Anon, but just too many players in his way. As you're going to see Issa walking away with that gun engagement there for his squad. Take a look at the scoreboard right now. You can obviously see one player rising above the rest. Shots 7-2 after 4 rounds. As you said, very, very close already toward that active camo. He's got a scarab to his name and definitely keeping the boys of Earthroot, the boys from Quebec, in this search and destroy. As had he not been in the situation where he's at, this team could definitely be up maybe even 3-1 or even 4-0. Regardless, it will be Issa team now on the offensive, finding that first blood. They might actually find another one just after that, completely storming onto this A site. Gino getting the bomb down. Like I said, Shot does not have that active camo. Of course, maybe just an assist or anything, any type of score would grant him that active camo in a position to maybe even use it in this round, but his teammate ends up dropping. Actually, Zayd ends up dropping off the map, and this could be turning into absolute chaos for the side of Issa team. A 1v3, active camo gets rocked. And Charlie, little do you know, my friend, once you use the active camo, it actually gets off and on. You might actually try to find him. I don't know how Shots just got off the bomb that quick, but thankfully, Anon is able to close him out. I don't even know what to say in that round, Paradox, because granted, like, when you use the active camo, it goes down twice as fast. He doesn't even have active camo, but somehow escapes from Anon's shots. So active camo gets wasted, but he's had such a great start up to this point. He might earn it again, but regardless, that's a huge. I mean, that's a huge payload loss, along with the near 1v3 that almost was lost from the side of Issa team. I mean, that was just absolute chaos for round number 5.
I feel like good job to pop the active camo in that situation.
Yeah.
The usage, though, is what I want to call into question, because he hops on the bomb. You still have about a half, maybe 3/4 of your camo left. Play it out. This player's going to go and check the bomb site again, but looking at this round so far, we're going to see a full flank coming out from Issa team. They're going to be in a position to easily pick up this first blood if Crystal is not careful. Luckily, Crystal's going to check all these corners, somehow get away. Now the shots are coming in. They know what the plan was. Earthroot sitting pretty right now, can easily rotate this one over to the B site.
Indeed, they will. Earthroot have a nice and easy time parading their way, skipping, really, over toward that B site. Of course, Bomber to come down there from Issa. How does the side of Issa team try and retake? 4 players spread throughout the entire map. One going over toward P3. That's going to be Gino. Fusi just toward the right. Does he check that angle? No, he'll get dropped for that first blood. So nice shots coming in there from Bristol. Finding 2 so far in this round. Wants to make it 3. Excess shots coming into that one player as he'll get deleted off the map. 2 versus 2 now. Issa team have made the impact that they need. It's not time to clutch up. Zay toward P3, he will fall, and now it's just left up to Anon, and he's not able to stay alive for much longer either. Earthroot getting the bomb down after a full-fledged flank. They skipped the way over toward the B bomb, and they'll also close out this round as well, as it's now leveled up at 3 rounds apiece.
Oh, man, that's the Earthroot that you want to see, and that's why I feel like they can be really deadly here on Breakout. Just the amount of time they have to sort of pick their site, make their enemy, pick their poison, and then as soon as the enemy team is in a position where they have to push, Earthroot is set up, watching crosses, and then just the easy team shot to take out player after player. And even if they're in a duel scenario, shots long range normally looking good for this team. It's a team, though. Looks like they're going to opt for the alternative, push in towards the A site, grenades flying. No one going down just yet, but Gino in a position where he has just dropped bomb over in loading. That is a huge opening kill, although now 3 up for either side. Shot's going to move in and take out another one. Loading in control of Earthroot right now.
It is now 2 versus 2. Bomb picked up there for Anon. Currently sitting inside of that A site. We've seen a lot of action so far in the search and destroy on that site. Issa picking off another kill. Is Anon going for a little bit of the wall run there, but not able to clutch that one up either. So back-to-back rounds not going toward the side of Earthroot. As you see Anon just fall off that side of the map. Bristol ready and waiting to shut him down. This question now being, how does Issa team respond? We saw some good moments from them in the search and destroy, but you gotta be thinking, Issa team, your backs could be against the wall. You could be down 0-2 if you're not careful with the respawn up next, and we know how much of a struggle that last retaliation was, Paradox. You got to imagine this next round, they almost have to win this one. Otherwise, it's really not looking good for them to advance in this winner's round.
It's scary right now. At least you want Gino to pick up a kill, and you need to make sure you get something out of Anon, because he will have that active camo. He just picks up one more, but looks like they're going to err on the side of caution so far. Issa makes every shot count, taking out Zayd, who was pushing all the way into the cell block there. First blood now. Gino pops from that same spot. You know you had a teammate go down. You have another one go down. Boosie, last one up, picks up one. Another one behind him. FTL jump has 9 shots in a 1v3. This is scary because now his position's known. The swarm comes in and Earthroot take him out and send him crashing to the ground. And that's a 5-3 lead. One more round will do it.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate use there from that payload. It's never a fun thing to watch, especially when a player kind of doesn't necessarily waste it, but he obviously sees how many players are around him. He only has 9 bullets left in his clip and rocks the FTL jump, maybe just even out of frustration in some cases there. Either way, Earthroot, like we said, up 5 rounds to 3. One more round to obviously close out this map number 2 and be up 2 maps to 0 in this series. Of course, like I said, both teams coming into this series have yet to lose a map. Earthroot currently perfect. Issa team has only dropped 1, of course, in that last hard point. We'll see how this round at number 9 does take place. Zayd finding that first kill on Remark. So if you are Issa team, maybe a little bit of a positive, but just as I say, that shot coming in with his own as Zayd will fall. More kills starting to make their way through as Anon has actually just earned that active camo due to shutting down Issa. As it will be a 2 versus 2. Bombs on the hands of Gino.
This is a round where you can save. All you gotta do is just get out alive, but no! They end up splitting the map! Gino's over in showers, Anon has to rotate over to him, Anon gives up his position, has used the active camo, needs to at least pick up one to somewhat make it worthwhile. There's another one just to his left. No way, Anon did not spot him. He didn't spot him! Spots him now! Picks up the kill just barely. It's a team. It's still alive here. 1 round to tie it up, but you have used arguably the best payload in all of Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, and it's a team. Maybe the players on the death screen kind of crossing their fingers as they hope the active camo doesn't get wasted in that particular play, and thankfully for them, it does not. So it's a team have granted themselves at least 1 more round to try and stay alive. No players currently with payloads right now on the map. Closest player is Gino toward that Centurion. Not really going to play a huge dividend when it comes down to kills in particular, but looks like it's a team on the defensive. Not going to have anyone here to no man's land. Maybe even some tumbleweeds potentially passing by. On the other side, Earthroot using that scarab to kind of zone things out as they have a easy sight hit, as they're going to be able to get this bomb down here shortly. That one's actually going to be going for Remark and planning toward that garage side as well. So they're going to have a nice line sight if they do play this one correctly. But Issa team is here and ready and waiting. Here comes the push right now through that cave side. Zayd finding one, swaps to the NV4. Vusi finds another kill as well. The retake looking absolutely great, and it looks like Priz trying to make his way forward is going to be left all by himself. Tosses the trophy down, tries to set up camp, but for camp, how much longer will it last? Not too much longer, as it's going to be Issa team winning this round and now forcing a round 11.
Oh my. I cannot believe that we're going to a round 11. This is absolutely insane. This is this our first round 11 of the night? I think so. Yeah. So really, it comes down to this. I mean, of course, because it's around 11, but really for Issa team, you got another shot at life, right? Arguably, that round with the camo and everything is one situation that gets a little bit scary for them. Now you have to make it count. You have a Centurion to use. Looks like, I believe, they have a Scarab as well going into this round. B is going to be their side of choice. And you're going to have the duo of Shots and Heiza set up around B, and it looks like they're going to back up as soon as that Syrup's called in.
And enemy Scarab inbound is what the Earthroot Gaming players will hear, and just like that, Shots, beautiful kill there on Zayd. As it's going to be a 3 versus 3 shot. Thankfully, having that thermal is going to know at least one player is toward that back medic area, and it's a team based at least on their arrows, being like, oh my god, I don't know how our teammate just died that quickly, but either way, shots still continuing to come in, and it looks like Remark on a little bit of a flank, he'll actually find 2 of those kills, so beautiful play there from him, at least making the man-count advantage a little bit more in his remaining 2. Anon grabbing the bomb at 1 versus 2. It's all left up to him to try and keep his team into this one. If Earthroot wins this round, they will be up 2-0 in this series, and Anon with an all-to-do. Spots one player toward P3, able to delete him off the map, and does he know exactly where Heiza is the question. And here comes actually some streaks. Does he know? But no, he does not know. Heiza not able to make it happen. A beautiful play there from Anon. He realizes, oh my gosh, I have a Trinity Rocket. I might as well use it. And he's going to park those just right outside a garage, right on top of that player's head, as that's going to be a victory for the side of Issa team. I gotta say, I was very sorry. I didn't even know he had those. Like, did he earn those in that last round? I have no idea.
I think he got it after that kill. Oh my, talk about a swing.
I didn't know he was doing that well. Anon, 14-6. How did I not know you were doing that well, my friend? Trinity Rockets in round 11, 1v1. I don't. This search sure doesn't make sense to me. It really does. There was just so many plays like the 1v3, the random active camo usage from Anon that we thought was highly questionable to kind of keep them alive. There was just a number of different moments that I don't know how Issa team kept themselves in it, but props for doing so, man. They're going to stay alive, and now the series is tied up at 1-1. My
God, what a search and destroy we just saw.
Man, that's probably one of the best ones. I think that's probably the best one we've had so far. Round 11, 1v1.
And you get 2 standout performances on either side, Anon and Shots. 12-7 and 14-6.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And you feel like Shots there. Honestly, Shots had probably some of the best accuracy I've seen in a while. It was probably throughout the entire day with some of the shots he did to put down range, ironically. But as we move over to this precinct uplink, how do you feel both teams stack up?
I mean, to be honest with you, I feel like when it comes into this next map, we're going to be obviously relying on quite a few MV4s, K-bars. Probably not going to see too many E-rads, potentially. We're going to see a lot of long-range gunfights, which I think is definitely going to favor, I mean, different players on different squads. I think it's fair to say we've obviously seen Shots have a number of different incredible... I have to say Shots. I was trying to think of a word that, like a synonym of the word Shots, but I really can't. But he's obviously been lights out when it comes down to that MV4 play. You've obviously seen guys like Anon, guys who kind of have that longer range gunfights from the side of Issa team do well also. So when it comes to this precinct, it's obviously going to rely a lot when it comes into communication. This is a map where you're not going to see too many points go on board, so I feel like those active camo, those overdrive players definitely need to be playing at their top, because if not, that can definitely play a huge factor in those 1 and 2 point scores. Almost definite scores, really, especially if you have the active camo. So, I mean, honestly, I'm definitely going to be relying on Earthroot. I'm definitely kind of looking at them primarily to most likely take this map just because of their early dominance when it came down to the last respawn. However, though, as a team, man, they're a talentless group, and I think Anon and the boys can obviously bring this one back if they need to, so we'll see. Map 3 is always that swing mode, right? Like, uplink
you can always really start something here, especially if you talk about a reverse sweep situation, which we're not in right now. But that sort of swell of momentum you get from a round 11 victory, you transfer that into an up.
Indeed, so as we load in here toward some precinct uplink, which team will take the advantage? Of course, both these squads finding their first loss of the entire tournament, actually, funny enough, as we're going to be looking through the arsenal of either team. Like I said, I expect to see a lot of K-bars, a lot of MV4s as well. Looks like Priz from the side of Earthroot Gaming going to have the E-Rads remark, going to have the Evo in hand, and on to the boys as well, remaining consistent when it comes down to the K-bars and the MV4 play there also. So with that, we'll obviously see how things do line out as the game will begin. So with that, I think I'm going to be looking through the eyes of Earthroot, I think, off the start. I'm going to be looking through the eyes of Priz, and looks like we're going to be having the end of the game for some reason. Not exactly sure. We'll get word as to why that's happening and obviously fix things. But regardless, Precinct Uplink should definitely play pretty interesting, I think, if it's fair to say, Paradox.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go prioritize that cat statue if you're pushing over. Sort of either way, actually, it's really a key point on the map. But when you're really talking about pushing over on the park side, something that's really worked its way into the meta recently has been wrapping the drone all the way around, going cherry blossom, sort of taking it through the China area. You have a lot of cover to work with there, but those are really close quarters engagements. So if you do not have some E-Rats that can pick up the slack there, or if your reaction time just isn't sort of the top and where it needs to be, then that's a scary route for you to take. If you take it through park, you have the sort of stability of your ARs at long range if they're able to make the shots.
Yeah, I know we talk about that statue area. Of course, like one of the main frames when it comes down to precinct. You see a lot of gunfights be going down there. I think it's fair for either side, especially the team who's going to be spawning on that broken side or even on that gas side as well, just due to the amount of gunfights that we're going to see in that particular area. Of course, kind of like I said, a main choke point when it comes down to either team spawn. And like I said, it should be a very interesting match. I think it's time that actually I think it's a good time that we actually recap exactly what has happened so far in this series. Of course, we end up seeing our first map, of course, on Hardpoint Retaliation, end up going Earthroot Gaming's way. They won that one at 250 to 142. Our last Search and Destroy on Breakout obviously ended up going to a round 11 1v1 where we saw obviously a Trinity Rocket come down to clutch things out there. As not going to see that one very often, Paradox, but of course it was a clutch nonetheless, which has granted Issa team a spot in this series yet again. Not going to be going down 2-0, but of course we are now level at 1-1.
So that sets the stage here for a game 3. Issa team sort of disappointed in map number 1. Of course, as you can probably tell from that score, but really sort of somehow made it out with that win in map number 2. That's going to be one that I go back at the end of the night. I'm just like, how in the world did this end up working out for them? But hey, they got it done. This is a team, as I said before, they are talented. Anon and Vusi, 2 players that are new prior to this series coming in, and they've been able to put up numbers so far, right? They haven't sort of let down their team in any way, shape, or form, I feel like, because it's a team effort, and especially map 1 was a bit of the team not being in sync. So you move over to this uplink, arguably the most team-centric game. I feel like a lot of this has to come down to communication.
Indeed it does. Like you said, when it comes to uplink, kind of a combination of both Hardpoint and Search and Destroy, the slang from Hardpoint and the communication from Search and Destroy. Personally, going to be looking through the eyes of Anon. Of course, a major slayer when it comes down to really both games, to be honest with you. Of course, in that loss, I believe he was the only player who ended up going positive for the side of Issa team, as he is going to be having a nice little line set there over toward that top ticket area. Of course, with the MV4 in hand, definitely one of the more preferred weapons when it comes down to precinct. Probably most likely at home, spots one player from behind, and also finds another player as well, just another for his troubles. Early 2-0 start for him. That's going to grant his team a little bit more to work with as they're going to try to get that map control as well as that drone in Gino's hands.
Pre-fires, one coming through orange tarps, another one set up top ticket. That might be a 4-0 start for Anon. Meanwhile, that drone goes over to orange, ends up coming down, but Gino will be there to pick it up. Almost home free, gets around the corner, right in front of the uplink portal, and throws it over and off of the map. That is not what you want from Issa team.
Oh, man. Anon's probably like, really, guys? Like, actually? Like, you're really going to miss that toss just as I've completely destroyed the entire team at the start of this game? Rather unfortunate play. I think, honestly, like, what ended up happening wasn't... Like, obviously, he missed. But I think he was
like
receiving...
a panic situation,
yeah,
right?
I think he was receiving some team fire, and I think his, like, overall, like, reticle kind of popped up a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of what happened, but either way, it's an unfortunate toss that you do not want to have happen ever again. Either way, we'll see what Issa team can potentially do. This time, Zayt trying to be the lead blocker. Gino currently with that drone in his hands, having him watch over him, but no, they start to line up. Priz, an easy 2 kills for him toward that back alley. And now it's all left up to Vusi to try and make something happen. Anon not in a position to trade, to try and grab that offensive play. But in the end, it will be a split up the brat type of situation. If you are Earthroot, big 2 kills coming in there for Priz toward that back alley, as we are still scoreless after nearly the first 2 minutes taking off.
Pies are going to try and open things up around Park, ends up going down. So teammate Shots and Remarks going to have to get it done, as well as Crystal here trying to open things up. The 1-point toss. There's going to be 2 missed in a row here to start off uplink within the first 2 minutes of the game. Another turnover, and Issa team will try to bring this one all the way back, but they need to be a little bit worried. Remarks and Crystal are on their back line, and there you go. Shots known, drone changing hands once again. This one might be for a score. They just need to take out Vusi. They already have the pressure in the base. There you go. Drone being picked up from Remarks, passed all the way up to Crystal, and there's a dunk on the board.
Indeed, beautiful play there coming in from Earthroot. Of course, you see the communication in that pass coming forward. It looks like Priz on the other side. Teammates now starting to spawn up on different sides of the map. As we'll see, this one does play out. As it's going to be a nice toss there, overextension play coming in there from Zayd. So, well, it was a good response there from the side of Earthroot. Issa team is there for that toss in the end. But speaking of on the other side, it's not going to be Earthroot with the drone in their possession. See if they can make something happen. Mark toward the back lines, he will drop, and now it's all left up to Shot. NV4 toward that backside statue, picking off one player. Not looking the right direction. The drone going to be reset due to the lack of attention toward it. 2 players down for Issa team. We'll see if Earthroot can maybe make an offensive play off this yet again.
Smart, patient plays from Shots. Takes out 2, opens it up for his teammates to come through. Remarks is going to be in control of the drone. 1 here in the base. And I'm sorry about that one, buddy. Little too close for comfort there, and it looks like Earthroot want to keep this one going. Here comes the relay. We talked about how important Cat Statue was. Easy to get that drone out from the lobby to the Cat Statue, down Parkside, and into the opposing team's portal, as Earthroot have now extended the lead to 5.
Yeah, that was a beautiful play. That was a 4-team pass. Everyone getting involved. When it comes down to it, and Shots nearly finds 2. Thankfully, Vusi is there to delay that push. And actually, due to where the side of Earthroot was set up, they don't have an opportunity to try and make a defensive stand. So we'll see if Zayt can try to get 1 point off. And yes, just nearly able to make that one happen. But it's a worthy exchange. Earthroot doing a great job at making some points, getting those on the board. And like I said, due to their setup of kind of an offensive way spread out throughout the map, it was Issa team who was ready to be on that overextension for a score of their own.
3 down in favor of Issa team now. Gino in control of the satellite drone. Wide open street side. Just going to line it up for a 1-point toss. Oh my, that one almost went over, but it sinks right in. Cut the lead in half now. 6-3. 30 seconds left, and Issa team are set up to try and at least get another opportunity on the board. Anot has to try and open things up. Will not be able to get that route that he wanted. Meanwhile, leaves teammates around Cat Statue. That's going to be Vusi in control of the drone now. It looks like they're going to go street. They might be able to get another snapshot if he is able to set up for it. Of course, reaction has to be really good when all these players are stacked up around you. And with Earthroot, when they're able to get in positions like that, they're going to make you pay for it. And we enter the half 6-3. Earthroot in the lead.
2-possession game right now for the side of Earthroot. We talked about their strong suits when it comes down to these respawns. As you're going to see an absolute no man's land in some cases set up there for the side of ERG. As this is a team that do fall. It's like we said, Earthroot Gaming looking pretty strong, but like I said, it's only a 2-possession game. It's by no means out of the question, as we'll see how the boys can potentially do. And are not having the hottest start when it comes down to this respawn. Of course, has been the highlight player when it comes down to this particular squad in the first 2 maps. Currently sitting at 8-13. We'll see if we can maybe try to turn things up quickly. find that first kill, but little do they know, Issa team has to wind back up. Priz is there, pass over to Shots, and there comes in the first 2-point dunk. Within the first 20 seconds, Issa team, their aggression not going to pay off in the end. Earthroot Gaming just able to use their smarts, and that's exactly how that 2-point play does convert.
It's the team trying to get out of the elevators with the satellite drone. They are able to do it, but they are forced to go for the reset after Earthroot dismantle that offensive push. And now we turn our eyes once again over towards the lobby where Earthroot will have the early control. Issa almost has this FTL jump ready to go as the payload starts to get more and more important down the stretch of this game. Whichever team comes out with the better usage of that. I mean, if you're Issa team, you're not out of this game just yet, especially since you have an FTL of your own. You're about halfway towards that reactive armor as well, and you have a scoring opportunity now. Zayn in front of the uplink portal and barely scratches the bottom of it. 8-4 now.
Issa team, you are making me hold my breath every single time I see you guys toss a drone. Either way, it's obviously worked out for them in the latter stages of this game, but of course, on the opposite side, Earthroot Gaming now making their push forward. Remark doesn't want the one, he wants the 2-point dunk, and I believe he's narrowly able to get that one in. I believe that was for a 1-point toss, so regardless, it is now going to be up 9-4. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this second half. Both teams level at 1 apiece in this series. We didn't expect Issa team to come out strong when it comes down to this respawn. Granted, they've held their own, but the side of Earthroot Gaming, at least up to this point, has just held too strong. It looks like they do have some payloads to work with as well. Briz doesn't have that overdrive. Hyza with the FTL jump and the Scarab in his back pocket. And the side of Issa team, Vusi does have the FTL jump. So, Issa team, if they want to get those payloads on board, which could definitely bring them back in this game, they've got to get the slang work done. And speaking of payloads, Vusi rocks his. Granted, not a whole lot comes from it.
The thing is, right now for Issa team, it's like, you're not, I don't think they're getting outslayed heavily, right? They're sort of battling back and forth. They're trading with Earthroot, but they're route runners. You're not able to get them open. The spots and the times that they need to get something done, they're not able to convert. Now you're in a position where you need to hit the gas and you need to go. But look at that. You end up having 3 go down. You just have to go for a desperation hero play here in Park. We're getting ready to hit the 2-minute warning. This is not what you want if you're in a position to come back and take this game.
Pass is coming in right now for Earthroot. They've got a lot of payloads to work with, especially the overdrive, the active camera right now, and Shots possession. Potentially a dunk could close this one out, and here comes the active camo play. This should most definitely be a dunk, and that's exactly what it will be. The kill on top of it, potentially, yes, Shot will be awarded that one as well, along with current control of this back street area. Player number 7, Gino, currently inside of middle, trying to fight for possession of that drone, trying to grant his team somewhat of some light at this point. This is just not looking likely anymore. Gino, snaking doesn't exist anymore, my friend. Still trying to watch over toward that statue side, at least able to find 1 kill, but they've got to get going at this point, Paradox. They don't have time to waste. They just have to kind of rush themselves forward, and granted, if they die, they die, but because if they keep playing the way they're playing right now, this series is already done with.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. You need to just go. And I feel like it's ill-advised because we always talk about players sprinting into gunfights, going a little bit too fast. But when you have 69 seconds to get something done, you cannot have any sort of hesitation right now. Crystal doesn't end up picking up the drone and pops the overdrive. Oh my. I mean, they still have this lead. They get the slaying almost done in the base. But that could have been an amazing highlight play for them. They just have to end up settling for 1 as Remarks gets the fadeaway. 12-4, 45 seconds left. This one is in the bag for Earthroot.
Due to this, like we said, we got to talk about the misplay. They're coming in from the overdrive. Like I said, thankfully, this one is already out and done with. But had that play been in a situation where the game was closer, definitely could have spelled bad news for the side of Earthroot Gaming. But regardless, ERG will walk away with this map. And of course, it's now time to focus our attention when it comes down to our next hardpoint, which I believe is going to be taking place over on Breakout. To definitely be a very interesting moment. Like I said, the side of Issa team, they looked pretty good, Paradox. They had some good moments here and there. Just to me, maybe the communication or maybe it's just the overall team play just wasn't there. I think too, Anon, he had a great start to this game. Obviously ends up finishing 24-24. But regardless, something just wasn't ticking for them. Like I said, it wasn't necessarily that they were getting completely slayed out. It was just that they couldn't really get the drone kind of in their favor. Maybe it was just overall good play there from ERG to kind of keep that one in theirs rather than kind of handing that one over to the enemy.
Yeah, it's like Earthroot, they had the communication, the teamwork there, but they made their holds count, and anytime they got into those team fights, they were able to at least work it in their favor, so they were able to get some sort of a scoring opportunity. I feel like if we were just able to add up all the missed toss and sort of scoring positions that they had, Earthroot would definitely be on the top side of that compared to what we saw from Issa team. They weren't able to sort of pick and choose their engagements properly, and I mean, that's one thing that can hurt you in uplink.
Indeed it does. Well, guys, we're going to head to a quick commercial break. Will Earthroot close out this one here in map number 4 on Breakout, or will Issa team force the Game 5? We'll obviously be able to realize that after this quick commercial break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to UMG Sudbury 2017. Of course, myself, Lando, at the desk here with Paradox, my counterpart commentator, as we're getting ready to hop in here toward our next map. It is going to be Hardpoint Breakout between Earthroot Gaming and Issa team. It has been a very interesting series up to this point, and I'm fully expecting this Hardpoint to live up to those expectations. However, Paradox, I'm going to give you my quick prediction. I want to hear yours quickly after. Okay. I'm going with Earthroot. I'm going to say they win this one 250 to 179.
All right, I'm going Earthroot, and I'm going to up you a little. Yeah, I'm going to up you a little bit. I'm going to say 250 to 187.
Okay, wow. You're just going to go a few points ahead of me?
Just a couple of points. It's like the price is right. It's like you
have
the person that's like, exactly. And you have someone like $2. It's like, okay, I'm just going to go up by 1. All right, how original. But game 4 now underway. I'm looking at Gino here, getting into the contest spot so far on the central rooftop. Has teammate support over by loading, but it looks like, there you go, Gino, able to take out Bristol, was starting to put a little bit of pressure in from that loading area. Right now, remember, you want to prioritize those spawns for cell block. That's something Issa team are going to have to keep in the back of their minds as we move forward throughout the rest of this 30 seconds.
Exactly, and Central Rooftop kind of plays pretty chaotic, to be honest. It's really just a battle of rotating over toward those spawns and making sure that you do have the current possession of actually where Issa team is at right now. Perfect positioning there for them right now, regardless of not actually getting the points in their favor. Being able to back up and having that rotation towards cell block is going to play big for your team, just due to where the opposite team will spawn out. Big gunfight going down. Zayd needs to try and stay alive in this back positioning to make sure the spawns do go in his team's favor or not. This entire rotation is all for nothing. Player toward that back tank, is he able to escape? Thankfully is. 2 players actually getting ready to engage him in this particular situation. Finds 1, give me 2, but no, not able to make it work. So the side of Issa team has to be aware of one player that's going to be on the flank right now. That's going to be left up to Anon to most likely try and engage on this player.
The F3 players coming from the back door, trying to get into cell block. Anon tries to come through, puts a little bit of a dent in this push by taking out Remarks. Another one falls, so that leaves Crystal alone inside of the hard point. Slides past, tries to get the shots, cannot do it. Stays alive up top. I believe that was Gino getting a little fancy with the footwork there, but now Earthroot have control of the cell block. They need to turn their priority over towards that mid lane because that's the gap in their setup right now. That's where Issa team will attack from. And oh my, they just line up for Crystal. With those 2 kills, they're going to secure the final 10 seconds of this hard point without a doubt. And Earthroot have been able to get the early jump on Graveyard.
So they need to make sure they also shut down Pristo from this position because he's going to be a constant nuisance on this flank. Player number 3 is all but dead in this particular situation. Litzy can try to make somewhat of a dent, but still, due to where they end up spawning up at, granted, it's a nice spot, but thankfully to Pristo getting that scrap seconds, that's going to make it even more awkward for the side of Issa team. So this is going to be a huge delay on their progress right now toward Graveyard. They made the rotation towards cell block early, and it didn't work out. A lot of early issues right now for the side of Issa team. And out of the boys have got to rebound here and soon because there's not a whole lot of light that's being shown to them right now.
This setup so far, you have 2 trying to push in from Cave for Issa team. The other 2, looks like they're going to join them here. It's going to be the 4 push and the stack inside, but they're just getting taken out left and right, and it's sort of causing them to stop that momentum. You can't just stop inside of the cave and contemplate, what am I going to do in this situation? Everyone needs to know what they're going to do, and you need to push forward, especially in that situation. Either everyone pushes forward, or 2 people push forward, or everyone drops back and prioritizes these spawns for commissary, because that's what's up on the map right now. And you already have 1 drop, right? Like, that is not the position that you want to be in. You had control of the map going into arguably the easiest hill to hold here on Breakout, and you lost it with the snap of a finger.
So one thing that I want to point out too is that in back-to-back hills where Issa team has rotated, actually towards sub-block and of course toward commissary as well, every time that, like I said, Issa team has made that rotation down, since they're holding the spawns, that one player in the back always has 2 players looking at him. So Earthroot has done a great job at every time, of course, not locking down the spawn, of sending 2 players in that flank to guarantee that they have the spawns in their favor, which is definitely caught off guard Anon and Gino in their respective sides. And I think that's honestly what's kind of set Issa team back up to this point, is just not having enough support toward their flank, not having enough support toward that person who has to guarantee spawns for them right now. So with that, of course, after the first set of rotations, it has been a dominant one for the side of Earthroot, as they're going to be up 155 to just 29 points from Issa team. I think I gave them what? I said they'd get 179 points, and you said 180.
187, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to need a lot more. They're at 30, so
they're going to have to claw and scratch their way back into this game right now. Bristol can't even stay alive up top. Thought he was going to. What in the world? Gino up in the air, turns, shoots down, and takes out Bristol. They forced the split spawns from Earthroot. So now all you got to do is take out 2 in the back. You've already taken out Bristol. You don't have to prioritize the other one. Just make sure you have those spec spawns for the next hard point. Luckily, with the flip of the coin, they are able to get them because Gino ends up spawning here. But that could have been a very sloppy situation going forward.
Definitely could. Of course, rotation getting ready to come in toward cell block. Who is in possession of those spawns? I'm currently looking right now at Vusi. Needs to be aware of such. Of course, pushing, coming down through middle. Of course, after that last central rooftop hardpoint. As this is Issa team's time to try and get back in this game. They're going to need to hold just about every single second. And due to them trying to be aware of those pushes toward the back, they actually hop out of the hill for a moment. Vusi ends up dropping. Zaid now inside of the hard point. It's currently contested. One player has made it right through the mark. That's going to actually be Remark, making it through the entire setup. Interesting gunfight going down. Zaid's able to win that one. Another player right in front of him. Kill currently still contested. And it looks like Issa team not being awarded any time until that nade just starts to come through. Player number 5, Shotzi, still trying to fire in. Going to contest this hill yet again for now. NR might have won that gunfight. It looks like they will finally hold on to control, but Priz, does he fight for this? Does he let him have it? He will let them have it in the end. So really, I want to say only about maybe 17 of what should have been a solid 60-point setup goes toward the side of Issa team, and they're actually going to give away these last 5 seconds. So a solid maybe 15 seconds overall in cell block awarded toward Issa team, and a lot of that was just due to the great aggression that we saw from Earthroot that entire hardpoint.
Looks like they're going to try and push. They have control of med bay. Now, Vusi ends up going down outside, so now the only player left in a position to do anything at the moment is Anon. You have one coming out of mid bay, and he's shut down from shots. What in the world were those going through? But Princeton and company just drop back, make sure they have control of the hardpoint. Going to be a 2-2 split. For it's a team, they're able to get one inside the hardpoint. That one traded out right away. Princeton's doing a great job of using all this cover to his advantage.
It is Gino just having an awkward time at that. Constant shots coming in, but not a gunfight won, as Earthroot Gaming just now passing that 200-point mark as the team just at 73, as they're going to need nearly perfect gameplay to bring this one back. Speaking of backs, they're against the wall right now. If you are Issa team, they've got to at least win this game to force a game number 5. And looking right now through the eyes of Shot. Streak starting to come in. Currently watching over toward that wall run. Still trying to hold this angle correctly as this team trying to make this engagement. Of course, this is highly strategic, trying to make sure they can enter in where they can. Gino ends up dropping. Vusi going to be up top, but still Earthroot Gaming is getting a lot of free time. This push is just too delayed. It's way too slow, Paradox. It's not looking like it's going to be likely anymore. They have a Scarab, but why would you clone a Scarab at this point of the game? He actually ends up taking out his teammate. In the end is is Priz, and just like that, they don't even get an opportunity to push inside of that hill. They wait so long at trying to make a team push that Earthroot Gaming is just happy and waiting, just sitting in the hill.
They were just too slow. Those are, like, looking at the final 2 hardpoints in this game, where was the aggression? Where was the sense of just need from It's a Team? They didn't have it at all. They slowed to a crawl for both of those. It looked like I don't know how to put it. It's just when they needed that push, the push was just not there. They opted to try and wait and pay patiently, but those are situations when you can't do that. Throughout that entire game, they had moments where they could pick up and choose the spots they wanted to push. They just were not able to do it. But, Landon, funny enough, you know something else that you can pick?
What's that?
I'm going to say, if you are a resident in Canada, use Eastlink's personal pick system. There you go. So if you're watching TV and it's like, hey, I don't want this channel, I don't like lifestyle channels, well, then you don't have to pick them, right? You get to sort of customize your experience towards you. That's a great use of picks, and that arguably in the realm of Call of Duty is what I wanted to see from its team at the closing moments of that game.
Indeed it is. Of course, that is the victory over toward the side of Earthroot Gaming as they do close that one out in a 3-1 fashion. Paradox, we have, I think, started to come down to our final matches of the night. I think we have just one series remaining, but before we head to a quick commercial break, I want to give a massive shout-out to actually our sponsors, one of those being Eastlink, of course, just like Paradox ended up pointing out, but major shout-out to Origin PC, Zowie, a brand by BenQ, Acquire Clothing, CTV, Kiss, 100.3, 92.7, Rock, Stack Brewing, as well as Up. Thank you so much for your support in making this weekend happen. Of course, day number one nearly in the books. We got one more series remaining. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.